to continue the topic for this afternoon before we proceed with a new topic. So congruent arc are arcs in the same or congruent circles that have the same measurement. So we have the postulate or theorem about congruent arcs. You can only identify congruent arcs if they have congruent central angle. Since measure of arc, we find the measure of arc by looking at the central angle of our circle. So if we have congruent central angle, that means we also have congruent arc. Okay. For example, we have here in the circle, so angle 1 and angle 2 is our central angle from circle L. So that means arc FG and arc HJ is congruent since the central angle that we have, which is angle 1 and angle 2, is congruent. We also have the theorem about the adjacent arc. Adjacent arc are the arcs in a circle that have exactly one point in common. So for example, in circle M, arc HJ and JK have the same endpoint or the same adjacent, which is J or MJ, the arc or the radius MJ. So adjacent arc, when we are solving for the adjacent arc, we add these two arcs that are, so measure of arc formed by two adjacent arc is the sum of the measure of the two arcs. So when we find the measurement of the arc X, Y, Z, since that is Y, radius Y, W is the adjacent of these two arcs that we have. So we're just going to add arc YZ and Y and arc YX. That is what adjacent arc is. We get the sum of the two arcs that are being combined by the adjacent. For example, we have this circle and we need to find the measurement of the arc LHI. So we need to find the measurement of this arc. So since this arc has an adjacent radius, the adjacent radius that they are sharing is radius HM or MH. That's the radius that we have. So that means to find the measurement of this arc, LHI, you're just going to add the measurement of arc HI plus the measurement of arc LH. So measurement of arc LHI is equal to the measurement of arc HI plus the measurement of arc LH. So the measurement of our arc HI, since ang central angle ng arc HI is 32, so that means arc is also 32. Plus the measurement of the arc LH, and we don't know the measurement of this angle. So we need to find the measurement of angle that has an arc of LH. So to find the measurement of this angle, looking at the parts of our circle, we have a diameter which is LJ. That is our diameter. And diameter is the one that have our circle or create a semicircle in the circle that we have. So if we have this diameter, which is LJ, and we have a radius that half our semicircle, which is MI, that produce a 90 degrees angle. So kung hinap ni radius IM ang semicircle that we have, so that means both sides of this angle is equal to 90 degrees. So kung meron na tayong 30 degrees for arc HI, the measurement of this angle is equal to 90 minus 32, which is equal 48.
58.
58. So the measurement of the angle that we have is 38 degrees. So kung 38 degrees, this angle, that means our arc LH is also equal to 58 degrees. So 32 plus 58 is equal to 91. So the measurement of the arc LHI is equal to 51. 90 degrees, sorry. 90 pala. So we have the measurement of the arc LHI is equal to 90 degrees. That's how we use the postulate arc or the adjacent arc of our circle. We add or we get the sum of the two arcs that are sharing the adjacent radius. Okay, for example, another example for this adjacent arc. For example, we have this circle. We need to find the measurement of our arc B, C, and D. That's the arc that we're going to solve. And they have an adjacent radius or adjacent arc, which is FC. That's the adjacent. So kung yan ang adjacent, we're just going to add this two arc that is being formed by the adjacent radius. So measure of arc BCD is equal to the measurement of arc BC plus the measurement of arc CD. So arc BC has an angle, a central angle, which is 90 degrees. So kung 90 degrees ang angle that has an arc of BC, that means BC is also 90. So we have 90 for arc BC. And we need to find what will be the measurement of our central angle that has an arc which is CD. So we can use to find the vertical angle. Vertical angle, that means they are equal. So we can use the vertical angle, but before we use the vertical angle, we need to find out what is the measurement of this angle. Right? So kung ito, the same of what we have a while ago, we have a diameter, which is, or you can use the other one, the diameter, which is diameter AD, that half our circle into 180 degrees. If we have already 38 and 90 degrees, we can be able to find the measurement of this angle by solving 180 minus 38 minus 90 degrees. Since we use the diameter AD, half our circle into semicircle that has a total degrees of 180. The given, we have a given angle, which is 38 degrees and 90 degrees. So to find this angle, subtract these two given angle that we have in the circle, which will be equal to 180 minus 38 minus 90, which is equal to 52. So that means the measurement of this angle is 52 degrees. So plus 52. So the measurement of arc BCD is equal to 142. So that's the measurement of our arc BCD. Okay na? With the adjacent arc. Now, before we proceed with arc length, okay na tayo with this one. Okay, now
More
with the
examples.
adjacent arc. More example for the adjacent arc. Sige, can I clear this one? It's clear. Let's have an example for the adjacent arc. For example, we have this circle. We have a circle A. We have a diameter in our circle. Oops. So for example, this is our circle, which is circle A. And we need to find the measurement of arc BCD. That is the arc that we're going to solve. It means this is the arc, which is arc B, C, and D. So arc BCD has a common radius or adjacent radius, which is AC. That is our adjacent. So
Wait, what?
AC is our adjacent radius or common side of our arc. Okay. So to find the measurement of our arc BCD, we're going to add the measurement of the arc BC and the measurement of arc CD. So measurement of arc BCD is equal to the measurement of arc BC plus measurement of arc CD. So to find out the measurement of arc BC and arc CD, we need to look at the measurement of its angle. So measurement of angle BAC, which is 90 degrees. So that means arc BC is also 90. So we need to solve what will be the measurement of this angle to find out what is the measurement of arc CD. So to find the measurement of angle CAD, we can draw an imaginary line to get a 90 degrees. Right. So that we can solve what will be the equivalent of this missing angle. So kung 90 degrees that we have here, so measurement of angle CAD is equal to 90 degrees divided by 2. Since we have 90, we draw an imaginary line to produce a 90 degrees. So 90 degrees na to. This one, right? So we have two angles already that is being formed in our right angle. So to find this measurement of this angle, we can divide the 90 degrees by 2. Okay. So 90 divided by 2 is equal to 45 degrees. So the measurement of our angle CAD is equal to 45 degrees. So if this is 45 degrees, that means arc CD is also equal to 45 degrees. So we have the measurement for the two arc that we're going to use to find the total measurement of arc BCD. So arc BC is 90 plus arc CD, which is 45. So we have 135 as the measurement of our arc BCD. Okay? Okay na for this example. Okay, let's have another example before we proceed with arc length. Yes, Gabby.
Oh no, I didn't print screen yet, but now I print screen. I screenshot.
Okay.
Teacher,
Okay na? Yes po.
where'd you get to?
Where did we get to? We get the 2 by getting the half of the 90 degrees. Since we produce a 90 degrees, we create an imaginary line to find the measure of this angle that created a 90 degrees. Ito, this one. Okay, let's have another example. For example, we have the circle. A, B, C, D, E. So for example, we're going to find the measurement of arc BCD. For example, we have the measurement for angle BC is 35 degrees. So we're going to use the measurement of the arc BC plus the measurement of arc CD to find the measurement of our arc BCD. So measure of arc BC plus measure of arc CD. So since angle BOC is 35 degrees, that means arc BC is also equal to 35. So we have already the measurement of arc BC. The only thing that we're going to find now is the angle, the measurement of the angle, and the measurement of the arc CD. So since we have a 90 degrees, angle in total for both arc BC and arc CD. So we can find the measurement of angle COD, angle COD by subtracting 35 degrees to 90. So 90 minus 35 degrees is equal to
55.
55 degrees. So that means the measurement of angle COD is 55 degrees. So kung 55 degrees ang angle COD, CD as opposed to a measurement of 55. So plus 55. So 35 plus 55 is equal to 90. So measurement of arc BCD is equal to 90. Okay na? So we can proceed with the arc length. Okay na tayo with the adjacent arc. Okay. So let's proceed with arc length. So arc length is the circumference of the circle, which is equal to the degree measure of the arc to 360. We have the formula in finding the arc length of our circle. You can have or you can choose between these two formulas. It's the same. You can use the proportion or the equation wherein arc length is equal to the angle divided by 360 times 2 pi r, or 2 times the radius. So we have this formula or this one. It's the same. You can use this two formula in finding the length of the arc. Length of the arc and the measure of the arc is different. Ang measure of arc, it depends on the central angle. But when it comes to the length of the arc, that is the length, how long the arc is. So for example, we have this circle. So arc length is the distance between the endpoints along an arc measured in linear units. Since arc is a portion of a circle, its length is a fraction of the circumference. So that is arc length. Okay na? Can we proceed to the next slide?
I seem to transcend during your class. I don't know. I seem to transcend. I seem to
Tinatawag ka na naman ng liwanag, Gabi. For example, we have this circle and we're going to find the length of the arc DA. So we're going to find the length of the arc DA that we have in our circle. So formula for the length of the arc is equal to the angle, measurement of central angle, divided by 360 times 2 pi r. So angle that we're going to solve for the arc of DA is 40 degrees. So 40 degrees divided by 360 times 2 pi, and the radius, which is 4.5 centimeter. So we have a circle that has a central angle of 40 degrees and a radius of 4.5 centimeter. And we're going to solve for the length of the arc AD or DA in our circle. So we have the formula: central angle divided by 360 times 2 pi times the radius. So 40 over 360 times 2 pi r. So in pi, in solving for the length of the arc, we're always going to use the 2.14 for the value for our pi. Times 4.5 centimeter. So 40 over 360 times 2 times 2.14 times 4.5, which is equal to 19.25. So 19.25 times 40 over 360, we will be having 770 over 360. So 770 divided by 360, which is equal to 2.14. So that is the length of the arc DA or AD. Question in this example that we have?
Yes, God has a question.
It's 3.13 pala.
Yeah. I thought yeah.
2 times 3.14 times 4.5, which is equal to 28.26. 28.26. So 28.26 times 40, which is equal to 1,138. 130.4 divided by 360, which is equal to 3.14. So that's the length of the arc DA that we have in our circle. Okay na? With this example?
Teacher,
Yes po.
how'd you get 3.14?
This one? Or this one?
The first one.
This one, we get it in the value of pi.
R is the thing next to the thing.
R is the radius.
Uh,
2 times pi times radius. That is 2 pi r. The circumference of the circle. Diba the formula for the circumference is 2 pi r? That is where we get the formula for the length of the arc. So, let's have another example in finding the length. For example, we have circle B that has a central angle which is equal to 28 degrees and a radius of 6 centimeter. So we're going to find the length of the arc DA. This arc. So length of the arc is equal to the central angle divided by 360 times the circumference, or times 2 pi r. Central angle of the arc that you're going to solve is unknown. Kailangan isolve muna kung ano ang measurement ng central angle with the arc that you're going to have. So, since we have a diameter of AC that half our circle that created 180 degrees for a semicircle, and one of the angle is 28 degrees, so we can solve for this angle by using 180 minus 28 degrees. So 180 minus 28 is equal to 152. So that means this angle has a measurement of 152 degrees. Since we have the central angle that we're going to use and finding the measurement of the arc AD, which is 152 divided by 360 times 2 times the pi, which is 3.14, times the radius that we have, which is 6 centimeter. So 152 over 360 multiplied to 2 times 3.14 times 6 is equal to 37.68. So 37 times 152 is equal to 5,727.36 divided by 360. So the measurement or the arc length VA is equal to 15.9. So that is the measurement or the length of the arc DA that we have in our circle. Question for this example that we have on the screen. Okay na, for this example. For example, we have the circle. So for example, this is circle D that has a radius of 5 centimeter. And we're going to find the length of the arc BC. So length of our arc BC. So we need to find the measurement of our arc using the formula that we have. So length of the arc is equal to the central angle of the arc divided by 360 times the circumference of the circle. So central angle, we have an angle in our circle is a 90 degrees angle. So we have 90 divided by 360 times 2 times pi times the radius. So 2 pi or 2 times 3.14 times the radius, which is 5 centimeter. So 90 over 360 times the product of 2 times 3.14 times 5, which is equal to 31.4. So 31.4 times 90, which is equal to 2,826 divided by 360. So the length of our arc BC is equal. So arc BC is equal to 7.85. So that's the length of our arc BC. Okay na? For this example, for example, we have this problem. Can I clear the screen with this example that we have? The x, you're going to use the value of your central angle with the arc that you're solving. Kung ano yung arc na sinusolve, yun din yung angle na gagamitin. So kung yung arc BC yung sinusolve, you're going to use the angle of that has an arc of BC. Hindi pwedeng gamitin yung angle dito sa kabila, even though they are the same. Or you cannot use the angle with here. So you're going to use the angle that has the arc that you're going to solve. So for example, this one, for example, we have a radius which is 7 centimeter and an angle, a central angle, which is 53 degrees, and we have 10 degrees. So for example, that is the central angle given in the circle that we have. And we need to solve for the length of the arc of BC. So we need to find the length of this arc. So using the formula that we have, length of the arc is equal to the angle times 360. Divide 360 times the circumference. So since the arc that you're solving is arc BC, the central angle that you're going to use is angle 53 degrees. Since yun yung arc na isosolve. Hindi pwedeng gamitin si 10 degrees kasi hindi naman si arc AB ang sinosolve natin. Okay? So we're going to use the 53 degrees. So we have 53 divided by 360 times 2 times the pi, which is 3.14, times our radius, which is 7 centimeter. So 53 over 360 times the product of 2 times 3.14 times 7, which is equal to 43.96. So 53 times 43.96, which is equal to 2,329.88 divided by 360. So the measurement or the length of the R BC is equal to 6.47. So that is the length of the arc BC that we have in our circle. Okay na. For the length of the arc, question. Okay na tayo for the length of the arc. Sige. Try to solve for the measurement of or the length of the arc of this circle. Example, we have this circle. Radius is equal to 3 centimeter. This angle is 90 degrees. And this angle is equal to 40 degrees. Find the length of the arc MN.